Hello and welcome to another episode of Theories and Thoughts podcast with your hostess Anya and
Fancy.
Hey Fancy, how are you? How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was good. I completed my first manuscript, so I'm kind of excited about that.
That
And
is great.
just rested after that because I didn't realize when the deadline was, and I ended up receiving the information kind of late, so I had to just like really crank it out. But I got it done. So
That's okay. Diversifying your portfolio. I
yeah, I'm fine.
see you. That's good.
But how about yours?
I don't even remember what I did this weekend.
Oh,
I literally was like, what did I do this weekend? I don't know. Oh, Sunday. Okay, so I haven't been working a lot of hours on my part-time. So Saturday evening, I can't remember what I did, but Sunday I was off, and I went and one of my girlfriends that's a part of a prayer circle group that I'm in. We her husband made turkey legs, stuffed turkey legs, but girl, he had dressing, greens, and macaroni in it.
oh, that sounds good.
Whoo, child! Because some people don't know how to make dressing, and it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. She said he had been up since 4:30 cooking. It was worth it. And then I ain't even put hot sauce on my greens. You know, normally I put a little hot sauce or something on it. I ain't do none of that. Baby, it was good. It was good. So I did that. I took a ride. I wanted to go ride somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a little mini ride, and then I came home, got in the bed.
I'm hungry now.
But Sunday was the 9th anniversary of Lady CEO. I did start off with Monroe's marketing and business image consulting. And it's now Lady CEO. I'm doing more in the business. So I did launch my website. Shout out to you because you kind of guided me because I'll be asking you questions. But I did it myself. I'm proud of that. I did it myself,
That should be.
because I told you I was nervous. Hey, Sharona. I was nervous about doing my own website because I went to school for computer programming, so I should know how to do a website. But yeah, I just was like, I was nervous.
And
Huh?
it looks nice. I said, but you got it done and it looks nice.
Thank you, and thank you for being one of my consultants because I sent it to three of y'all and was like, tell me what's wrong. You know, if anything's wrong. So I lunched it like about 12 o'clock at night, and then one of the ladies was like, all the pages didn't load, and I was like, okay, let me figure it out. And then another one said, all the pages didn't load. So I'm like, okay. So then I went over there and I had to troubleshoot. So I'm glad I did it in the middle of the night. So that many people didn't really get to see it right then,
Yeah.
to actually go in, troubleshoot, and fix the problem. So I was excited about that. Our guest last week even said that, you go into uncomfortable positions in your business, but you have to know everything, so walk in those uncomfortable positions. I'm creative and all of that, and my background was technology, but I just didn't want to do it. I was nervous, but it worked out, and I'm excited. I won't do nobody else's. I only play with mine. That's how I really learn how to all the bells and whistles and things like that. So that's what happened. Yes, please like and share the broadcast. Thank you. So shout out to Rihanna, the first female billionaire musician. A lot of people were saying they thought it was Beyonce, but speaking of diversified, like I just told you, your portfolio has to be diversified, baby. You got to do a ton of things. And I subscribe to, I have some of her Fenty, Savage Fenty pieces. I got a couple of those things. I use her fat water for my face. And my esthetician actually said that was a good product. It was a great product. So I use that. So I actually subscribe to what Rihanna's selling and what she's doing.
Well, I have some of her makeup, have some Fenty Beauty makeup. So isn't it? Yeah. I have the actually I have it on, but I have the foundation and the concealer. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. And
I love Rihanna though. That's one of my favorite artists. I'm not gonna try to play between the two, but the thing is, they had been saying that Rihanna had more money because her portfolio was already diversified, I guess. And I guess maybe Beyonce, maybe some of her investments are maybe, I don't know, but I'm just wondering if the fact that maybe Jay-Z is on them as well, if that took away, like how they're doing it. But I'm just curious.
It could have, you know what? When you say that, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's what happened. That would be the thing. Hey, Shanice.
Yeah,
I like some of her music. It's about, I'll put on Umbrella. Like, I like her old stuff, and I like
all of it's old now, as long as it's been since she made an album.
This is true. And somebody say y'all ain't gonna get no music from her. That's like y'all not getting no music from Ree, because Ree is not. She making money on other things, but words to the wise, diversify your portfolio. People look at everything that I do and say you're doing too much, but you have to diversify in order to make some money. I was actually my uncle told me, and I always say that, my uncle told me years ago that you have to have a hustle for every season, because in some seasons when your hustles may not work. And Tiffany says the fashion for her. And and then he also told me, when I talked to him a couple of weeks ago, he was like, yes, you have to have many different things that you're touching. Have your hand touch different things. And then that gives you more experience as well. And you can, add to the things that you're doing because of, what you have your hands in. It may affect your other businesses in a positive way. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So I can't pronounce her name all that well. Shout out to Athin Mu, Athiing, last name M-U. She's 19. Yeah, I thought the lady was 50-something years old. I was like, she was 50-something. Then I looked it up and she's 19. But she bought the USA Gold after 53 years. That's where I got the 50-something from. In the 800 meters, she broke the record for 20 that was set in 2017. So shout out to her and her accomplishments.
Yeah. And I think she attends Texas A&M, I think they said. And then also her family is from Sudan. So yeah, shout out to her. And I don't know why she hasn't been, seems like, receiving as much attention, but I think it's kind of been like almost a different Black woman every 3 days or something, kind of from the Olympics, that it's kind of been a rotation. So maybe her time is about to come for that recognition.
Right. I mean, and that's true. That's true. It could definitely be that. Or it could be something like you said, mainstream media is not shouting it out, but smaller media outlets. And I wanted to touch on that real quick, because you said something that was so significant on your page, and it angers me too. People be ready to reach to bigger outlets instead of the smaller outlets where they can get more recognition, more views, and all of that, just because they don't have, quote unquote, a bigger name. And it annoys me. It really does. And they be quick to say, well, mainstream media ain't doing this, but I'm giving it, I'm putting acknowledgement on it. So what you're saying is, because we're a smaller brand, that don't count. We have to put value in our own people, and then we can expect other people to put value on us.
Yeah, it's but not just our own people, our own products, our own whatever it might be, It's always first you need the European or the other people's approval before. So yeah, I agree with that. And of course, as I said it, yeah, I did agree with it, but it doesn't bother me so much anymore. It just kind of irks my nerves when I see people do the whole but mainstream media, like, why does it even matter anymore? Because you don't have to follow mainstream media. That's a choice.
Exactly. And I hate when they say, well, you ain't gonna see this. It annoys me to the 5th degree. Shut up. You take it. I feel like you're taking the power out of everything that's being said. Like, you just made me not want to look at it. And that's kind of like when they were saying the Oscars so white. Was it Oscars so white and the Grammys and all of these different things? Why do you feel like you're solidified once you get one of those? When we have the BET Awards, don't they have the TV One Awards? We have the Black Girl Magic.
Black Girls Rock.
Black Girls Rock, sorry. But we have all these different things that are saluting Black people, but that's not good enough for you. You're not going to attend them. But when these other places, and then you want to cry about them not celebrating you. That always annoyed me too. You crying because they're not celebrating you, but you're not celebrating with those that trying to celebrate with you, that's trying to eat at the table with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Amber Geiger tried it. Sis tried it. She is the convicted police woman here in Dallas who had a 10-year sentence for killing Bolton John in his house while he was sitting on his couch eating ice cream. So that's who she is. She tried to appeal it. Her lawyers were trying to get negligent homicide or a lesser charge. Now, at first, I was like, you know what? She really feel bad about this. Now I feel like, nah, she don't feel bad. She ain't remorseful. She don't care.
Yeah, I didn't feel like she cared before. Well, initially I kind of thought maybe it was a mistake, but I actually interviewed Botham's mom like last year, maybe, and it was just really sad speaking with her. But she was, at the time we were discussing the law that they were trying to get passed with his name, which also went by his name or whatever. And I'm not certain. I thought it did get passed, but I can't quite remember what it was in exact. But what I was looking at is like she's still eligible for parole in 2024. So she may not even have that much time, just depending on who is in the right powers that be. And then also the guy, the partner that she was messaging, when she said she walked in that lied or whatever, like he's still employed by the police department. So yeah.
Moving on. So this week, this week, was it Friday? Nick Cannon sat down with the Breakfast Club. Y'all know how much I love the Breakfast Club. One of my favorite outlets. Black people doing stuff. And he talked about his polygamist ideas of relationships. One thing I love that he said was he's honest with them. He's honest with the women. He do not see it as, he don't want to be with one woman. And he tells them if they feel like they need to go out and be with someone else, that he's not giving them what they want or what they need, that they can go and be and explore those avenues or what have you. He did say if other women are living the way that he's living, he wouldn't, he'll use a condom with them, but the other women that he's in relationship with, that he deals with, he don't necessarily use protection. There was a story out before that was like, he don't have much time left, because of his lupus or what have you, being sick. And that's the reason why he's trying to have many kids. And he said that's not true. He said that that kids are blessings and that he would like to have many kids, and he sees women as, if the women gives permission for him to plant a seed in them. So I thought that was really interesting. I felt that his views were very interesting. They're not what I want for myself, However, I thought that him having his voice is important. So many times we try to cancel people. Oh, I don't like what they said, so we're going to dim their light, we're going to dim their voice. When in actuality, I feel like, no, that's not how we should be. Excuse me, I'm sorry. He also talked about the baby, and he said, was what the baby said wrong? Yes, but this is a chance for those groups to pull him in and educate him on why you can't say some of those things, and that him and Charlotte and all of them were saying that they knew what he was trying to do. Where they always say the ugly girls be quiet, if you pretty, make some noise and different things like that. But he went around about it the wrong way. So that was interesting too. But I wanted to really touch on the polygamy. I find that in the Black culture, as I get older, so many people practice polygamy. I meet a lot of guys, a lot of men who practice it, who have polyamorous relationships, and they be wanting me to be a part. I can't be a part. It's just something about, I had a homeboy who his girlfriend, the guys would come to the house to pick her up, and they'll go on a date. he used to host parties and everything. And he used to say he wanted me to come to him. I was like, no, because I'm scared. They touch me. I don't know what I was scared of, but I mean, I've been to the swingers club, so I don't know why I would be afraid to go to one of those. It's the same thing, but I wasn't gonna do nothing. I was just like, I'm just gonna stand there. He was like, that's fine, just come and see. But I've met so many poly men as an adult, and a lot of them have been married before. So, your thoughts?
Well, I haven't met as many, especially not any that they may have said they were poly, but the other people didn't know. So I can't just say that that's legit, as far as those that I've met. But I just kind of wonder if you're meeting so many because of how they say that there's a shortage of men, So it's really possible. And then also the fact that if they have been already married before, they already know that, they don't want that monogamous relationship. So
that could very well be it. Tony said you scared. Hey, Tony. She's a mess. I was scared. I mean, because I didn't want people to think I was a part of that crowd and that was it. But 2 of them had been married. I want to say 2 of them had been married and they really like me. Like dudes be like, I want you, but I'm not gonna be faithful. One dude, like they really be trying to plant their case, and they be like, well, they be like, well, it's better than me being with you and cheating and lying to you and telling you stuff that's not true and different things. And I'm like, I mean, I get that and I understand all that, but I want my own man. And for me, I want somebody to choose me, not me and her down there. I don't want people to get that what I'm getting, that pleasure, that time, that attention. And one of them was, I mean, two of them was like really good. I mean, they're all good dudes. Don't get me wrong. But 2 that was in my company, that were my friends, was really my friends. Like they so dope. Like they are dudes that I would date. Dudes that I really would want to date. But I couldn't date them because they lived that lifestyle. And that was not something that I wanted and I wanted to participate in.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've admired them for being honest, but other than that, you want what you want. So at the end of the day, at least you didn't. It's better to go ahead and just be like, that's not what I want, as opposed to going along with something that you don't agree with.
Right. And in life, and that's where I'm at in my dating era, in my dating life now. I want what I want. I want it to look like I want it to look like. I want things to be how, as I gotten older, I know what I want, and I was looking at an article, and I know our guest has arrived. I was looking at, was it an article or something? No, I was reading something on Facebook, and they were saying that a lot of Black men, as they get older, they die alone because they spent all their years being out there in them streets. Yeah, hoeing. Okay. Usually I'm the one that be cussing, but
I'm just like, it ain't no polite way to put that. It's just that's what they doing.
They spend all their time hoeing, and then when they get older, they don't have nobody to really help take care of them, be there for them and different things. And I remember a guy that I was dating a couple of years ago. He told me, he was like, I want somebody who's gonna wipe my ass when I get sick, when I get older.
I've had someone say that something similar, like, well, I know that this person wouldn't do that, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Really, I want us to have enough money for somebody else to do that.
That part. But I look at how my stepmom. What you say?
I said, if we're being honest.
I mean, I look at how my stepmom takes care of my dad with tender and loving care. Me and her was talking yesterday, and I was like, I can't do it. Like she said, sometimes you got to go in there and get it. I'll be like, nah, I don't want to go up in here. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to. But she really loves and takes care of him.
That's a beautiful thing.
It is such a beautiful thing. So,
well, let's do our quick promo here. I don't know why I never seen how to stick it.
Ladies, don't get mad. Please don't get upset with me. What? Excuse me? Me? Let me show you.
But for me, that has been my way of leaving a digital footprint.
Maybe she's not saying it wrong. It's just you don't like the tone.
And I know I'm emotional. I'm not going to.
Sorry, not sorry.
You know, and sometimes self-care looks that way.
All right. And we're okay.
Hey, Miss Tiff. You're on.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you, ma'am?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Living the dream.
Of course. Miss Tip, can you go ahead and tell our audience who you are?
Oh, sure. I am Tip Jones. I am the chief executive owner of Tip Jones Global. OwnHers, the consulting studio, the Tip Jones Startup Scholarship. You know, just a couple of things under my belt. Been an entrepreneur for blah, blah, blah years, many. And I advocate on behalf of Black women entrepreneurs, mostly speaker, author, and Arnya's people. Hi, Fancy. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
I've been knowing Miss Tip, 10 years now? I think it's 10.
At least.
10 years now, and we've crossed paths. I've interviewed her before. We've talked, chatted, and different things. And being Black Business Month, I thought it was so important to have her on. Her business, OwnHers, gives a voice to many different businesses, and I thought that was so important. And she has Tip Jones Global as well. I'm sorry. So tell us, how did you, so you've been an entrepreneur for years. What made you say, I want to be an entrepreneur? Bam, I'm jumping out there.
Oh, child, listen, 7 years old, at home, well, with my mom in Manhattan, sitting in this lawyer's office, just like spinning around in the chair because she had to work overnight, right? And I'm spinning around in this office, and I'm like, oh, I want one of these offices. And something told me, you don't want the office, you want this whole building, right? Fast forward to like age 13, and I remember going to my mother, I said, Mommy, I'm wondering how I can make some money to take these kids to this amusement park in Jersey. And she was like, well, you just charge them a fee, book a bus. At 13 years old, I chartered a 44-passenger bus.
Oh my goodness.
To take these kids, right? And I was like, okay, so we're gonna charge this extra profit margin. Then I was teaching dance, and these kids wanted to learn how to dance with me. So I can't dance now, so don't ask. But they wanted to learn how to dance with me. So my mother was like, they're teaching these kids how to dance. How much are they paying? I was like, nothing. We were just practicing. Me and my girlfriends were just practicing for the talent show. She was like, you got like 13, 14, 15 kids out there with you. They finna pay something, right? You're at least gonna charge $5. At least $5. Yep. And then when I went to college, I said, Mommy, I'm gonna have to get a job. She said, you will not. What can you do? She said, you do your own locks. Do they locks? So I ended up being one of the, almost got thrown out of school because I ended up being one of the highest paid locticians in the city. Wow. And I was doing it from my dorm room. So yeah, I've been on this journey for a minute. Baby, I'm a thug.
Listen, I love it. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna buy this building. I'm not just gonna have one of these offices, honey.
Nobody told me I couldn't. So I figured, why not?
Right.
That makes sense. So can you tell us about OwnHers? Like, what is it exactly? I know what it is, but for those who may not know.
Sure, and thank you for asking. So it's a private membership club for Black women entrepreneurs who also identify as multi-hyphenates. So think about those who have us women who have those multiple talents, layers, different businesses that we own, and we've frankly been told you need to choose something to do. Why are you all over the place? You always got so much going on. Don't nobody know what you're really doing. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. If I was a singer, producer, writer, you would say that I was a multi-hyphenate and you would celebrate me. If I told you I had 3 PhDs in mathematics, engineering, and 1 in astrology, you would celebrate me because that fits into your realm of understanding. But when I tell you I do basket weaving, hair, and I own a grocery store, you mad. But I just changed the trajectory of my entire family.
Right.
Tell them why you mad, son. Tell them why you mad. So we had to create a place for us to be able to exchange information, resources, funding, find funding, a safe place to have these discussions, and for you to feel welcome and know that you're not alone. You're multi-gifted, and frankly, I have yet to meet a Black woman who wasn't. They just haven't found a place where they could be their full selves. So I created, and that's OwnHers.
I love that.
I love that. I mean, I'm a part of OwnHers where I signed up last year. I got to go back.
Well, hold up, Arnya. Wait a minute. So OwnHers has gone through an entire shift. So we were a business directory from 2018, and that's what you joined in 2018.
Right.
But then when we witnessed the unfortunate murder of Mr. George Floyd, and everybody and their mama wanted to launch a business directory because they thought it was going to be the next hot thing. It was pancakes. Okay. So I said, okay, God, this is about to make me angry because we've been on this thing for a minute, and these fools coming in and they're capitalizing on a crisis.
Right.
So I said, okay, let me just stay still and wait. And sometimes you gotta take that step back and figure out what in the world are you going to do with this gift that you've been given, right? This concept. And I realized I needed to do more to engage these very women. So the OwnHers directory lives at ownhersdirectory.com. But if you go to ownhers.com, that is the private membership club of which you have to sign up for. You get 1 week free to kind of pander around inside of it. But it's our own, it's the good old girls club, baby. It's like,
I need to get
tell you,
there.
if you need something,
you
want something done, you trying to go somewhere, completely different. And we had a public announcement and everything 5 months ago. But we said, hey, it'll take a minute for folks to catch on. So you ain't late, you ain't tardy. We still got room for you.
I visited the website. I see Kimberly John Burns said yes, just
yes, that's what she said.
Okay.
She is a member. Yeah.
I'm like animated when she went yes, and then she put hashtag OwnHers.
Yeah.
So guys, listen, tap in. Y'all know, listen, this Black woman has created something for us Black women to tap into, to become a resource and to grow us. Tap in. Yes. So tell us a little bit about Tip Jones Global then.
So Tip Jones Global is the parent company, right?
Okay.
So it is the container. It holds my personal brand for the speaking, and the writing of my books, and then it also holds a consulting studio, which I've had the longest. It was my flagship company, where I coach the Black women entrepreneurs, and I specifically focus on whole woman coaching. So not your typical business coaching, because I realized, y'all, I could not only talk to you about your business without dealing with everything else you're going through. If you got a contract with me, right? Now, Fancy, imagine you got a contract with me. We're scheduled to speak twice a month for 6 months. And you gung-ho in January because shit is going good. Like, you're all right. But by March, you got other shit happening in life, right? So we got on the phone and you keeping your appointment, one, because you paid for it, two, because you don't want to be a flunky, right? But when I'm looking at your face and you look like you are going through a tumultuous situation, not trying to be a therapist, not trying to be a counselor, but I do have to address the entire you. We got to get through the muck and mire of what's happening in your life. So I have to address the whole woman. And that's where the consulting studio had to mature. But again, I've been doing it for 16 years. You know, there's levels of this shit.
You found
the other part
Yes.
of Chip Jones Global. The other part of Chip Jones Global includes the events that I host annually. We have Envision, the Envision Experience, and we have the Emerge Retreat. Ironically, just today, I just shared within the OwnHers community first the Emerge Daycation. We typically go to Puerto Rico, but you know, we don't want to plan that far ahead and be in PR and not be able to get back into, you know, the mainland. So I figured let's just do a daycation. So I'll rent a mansion, bring like 40 Black women in, and we'll just have an entire day of pampering, talking, and doing, you know, dope, fancy stuff. Fancy. So that's you know, those are just some of the pillars of Tip Jones Global.
That sounds really nice, a staycation.
Listen, it does. Go ahead, Fancy. What you was about to say?
Well, I was going to ask, so you have to be a member to attend?
You do not have to be a member to attend the events. No, they just got first dibs, so that way they can have access to the VIP packages first.
Okay.
You'll be able to attend once we go live. Huh?
Kimberly said it's a great community. I love it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I get. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Kim can speak about it because she truly leverages what it has to offer. And I guess that would be like with anything. There's some folks who sign up for the gym but never go.
Right.
They can't be an ambassador for the gym, and frankly, they're the ones who will typically say it doesn't work. But it's because they never show up. Kim always shows up.
Okay.
She was the first person that we signed up to do our Irresistible Speaker Series because I said, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight all of our members who are willing. As long as you're willing, we want you to tell us about the thing that you are most passionate about, and we're going to give you a stage and just put you on Front Street in front of our Facebook community, in front of our community of OwnHers, and you just share what you know. You got 45 minutes, kill it. We'll do all the marketing and everything you just go ahead and go. And we've done that with 8 different people already. Some of them don't want to do it because they're shy. That's all right.
I caught those. I caught a couple of those. Those were the ones that you post on your Facebook. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I shared. I wanted to say I shared them. So I caught them and
you sure did.
You know, always trying to support.
Sure
Miss Flip is one of those people that that I admire and I watch. I interviewed her once about can a woman have it all? We talked about that, and she's the one who had me like, okay, when I work out, I'm gonna have to get up in the morning and get it done so I can get the rest of my day done and different things. And she just, to me, she's a woman's woman. That's what I love about her. And she's always trying to promote and push other people. And again, that's why it was important that we had her, for me, on for a Black Business Month, because we're celebrating Black leaders and we're talking about the things that they have going on. So what are some of the things you did mention what OwnHers was? So you said leveraging some of the things. So what are the things that people can leverage? You said about the speaking community. What else? The directory.
Yep.
And connecting with different people. What else is there?
Yeah, so we probably have about 17 different topic sections or areas within our membership club or membership community. One of them, which is probably the most frequently visited, is the Mo Money. Well, 2 of them: the Mo Money section and the Resources section. Because the minute that I get wind of a grant free money, I send it into the OwnHers community. Now, I used to put it on social media, right?
You did.
And folks would just ignore it, not really take advantage. And I said, you know what? That's why you can't catch a pearls among swine. You go ahead and you put it amongst the folks who actually are paying attention, right? You say, okay, let me get some folks who are really going to take the time out to apply for these grants, apply for these scholarships, and let's see what we can do there. And I participate on various boards. Actually, coming into this goal, I was leaving a board meeting / celebration, and I leveraged those relationships to further enhance the connections that these OwnHers have access to, no matter where they are, whether they live in California or they live right here in Charlotte. Some of the other, and feel free, ladies, I know y'all are watching. Tell Arnya and Fancy some of the things you can leverage in the community. We keep it really 100. So every Wednesday morning, we have, for those who are, again, willing to participate, we have WHAM, which is our weekly accountability meetings. This is for those of us who are reading the 12-week year. I'm going to just put that right there because you can Google 12weekyear.com. We read a book every month because we got to keep learning, and we're going to do it together. And so some of us compete with the other. And if you hit fast,
Oh, she's going out.
Your audio went out.
Yeah, she's not on mute.
am I on mute? I'm on mute.
No.
You're not now. Now we can hear you. You were going in, honey, and we seen all this, but we didn't hear you.
What is that?
You said wham. Look.
Yeah, you were saying some kind of compete. It sounds like that's what you were saying.
Yeah, you said some.
Oh yeah. So we'll do we'll read a book every month, and we'll compete. Some of us will decide to compete with the other. Friendly competition for those who are willing to read a little faster, just to challenge ourselves and get a gift card Amazon. And these are just some of the playful ways that we stay increasing our learning, stay inspired and encouraged. And then, we're about to have, they don't know this, so I'm going to go ahead and make this an exclusive, okay? An exclusive. In September, I'm going to host a meet and greet at my house in Mooresville, North Carolina, specifically for the OwnHers members. So whether they fly in or drive in, they'll be able to come to my crib, and I'll have food catered, and we'll just have a good old time.
That's dope.
That's
Kimberly said, what?
You just found something out.
Listen, I love the RAM situation. First of all, I don't expect nothing less but you keeping it 100, because you didn't kept it so 100 several times with me. So I expect nothing different. So I can just imagine how those accountability conversations are with you and those that you associate with, honey. So I already know.
Arnya.
Yes.
If I told you what it sounded like on my side, it sounds like you saying yes. Like I can't hear anything.
That's not what I said.
Everything is in slow motion. Fancy, can you say something real quick?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Arnya, everything is coming in slow motion, but it's just your voice, not your. I can see your lips moving. I can't hear you. Fancy, what did Arnya say? She was saying a whole lot of good
expect
stuff.
nothing less, basically, from you as far as what you're doing.
Oh, she's so lovely. Thank you. Oh man, when I tell you she coming in like she got on her super sexy voice right now, technology is not being next to us at all.
Not on the podcast, girl. Not on the podcast. Let's see. Christina says
You're gonna have to translate, Fancy.
Well, I'll read it. Then Christine Robinson says the yearly Envision event is also an experience physically, and I had the same experience virtually last year. Okay.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah. So Envision, we're going into our 5th year with Envision, the Envision experience, and that started out as like a, your typical vision board event, and then I realized, how am I going to get these ladies to paint vision? Sorry if I'm getting dark. How am I going to get these ladies to paint vision? If I haven't like sown some seeds into, I need them to, let their head down, kick the dirt off. So I decided to make it a full day event opposed to like a couple of hours. And so we bring in, we feed them. We bring in violinists to serenade them. We bring in speakers, because we got to be high class. I like to treat the ladies like royalty. And then we leave vision boarding for the end. After you have been sewn into for hours, fed amazing food, got to hobnob and collaborate, kiss and hug and cry, you are in prime position to think creatively and build your vision. And that is how Design the Decade, which was just a hashtag, that concept came about. And Designing the Decade was like, why are we planning for a year? Why aren't we planning for an entire 10 years? I'm trying to see if I get some more light. That's not it. That's it. So, now you see all this. Yes, girl.
You look nice.
I know. I was gonna say, I don't know if can you understand me now? I can't hear you. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Is that better?
Yes.
Oh Lord, now okay, yeah. It's like he was coming back in with the growl thing. And it's because people keep trying to call me, and so
okay.
I'm ending the call, and so then I guess technology is like StreamYard and iPhone. It's
not working.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say this year, I was planning to participate, and I think I logged on to one thing, but that was during the time of the snowstorm. And I wanted to throw out there, thank you. Let me tell you first. Let me tell you why you're on here. Thank you for checking on me, because you were one of the people who checked on me weekly or every other week, just to make sure I didn't need anything. Do you need something? What's going on? How's everything's going? And that I appreciate that. Because I'm out here by myself, and it was a lot. It was a lot. It was first world problems, but it was a lot. And I appreciate that. But right then, that's when the Envision came, and you was like, no, I'm gonna take care of it. I was like, no, I want to plant this seed. I'm gonna pay for it. I was like, because that's what I was planning on doing, because I was like, I want to sow that seed, because each time I'd be like, I'm gonna go to Charlotte, then I'm like, I can't make it for whatever reason. At the beginning of the year, it's just not good for me. And then, then this time I was able to do it virtually, and then the snowstorm came, but I still wanted to sow a seed, even though, and you were trying to do something for me, but I still appreciated you, saying that, and even contacting me, up until I left out the hotel. You were contacting me, checking on me, making sure I was good, making sure my headspace was good, and I appreciate that. So I wanted to make sure I said that.
Oh man, and you never ever had to mention it, ever. Nobody would have ever known, child, because I would have never said a word.
But you have to appreciate people, because people. That's one thing I always say. People don't have to be nice to you, and people don't have to do nothing for you. But when people do it, I like to make sure, hey, thank you. It's appreciated, because that was dope for me, But yeah, okay.
Well, you know what? If before I say this, let me just make sure that I'm staying on schedule. Do I have a moment to share something with you?
Yes.
Or your audience, or do you have something to go on to? And I don't want to.
No, you good.
One example, one short anecdote. When I was in the homeless shelter, aka Hope House, which is a beautiful 4,000 square foot home. So it's not a typical shelter, okay? It's for displaced women and children. I remember sitting there working on Pose magazine every day. I didn't have any food. I didn't have any money. And this is just 2012, so we are not talking about that long ago, guys. All right. And the ladies in the house are in the same predicament that I'm in. I got an 8-9-month-old child. They have children. They have jobs for the most part. They have jobs, but they don't have a house. Okay. And they would ask me, they said, Tip, you eating? And I said, girl, I'm good. And I wasn't eating. All I had was WIC. So my son was eating, right? But I didn't have food stamps or anything. So one day they came, they must have came together, right? And had a discussion, a little meeting, and said, when you cook, you leave a plate for her. When I cook, I leave a plate for her. When y'all cook, y'all leave a plate for her. Because every meal time, there was a plate with my name on it. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, within the 8 months that I was there, there was this, I would have conversations with some of these gifted women, and me just being me, I can't, you can't, no matter what circumstance you're experiencing, you can't shun your gift, right? So God has just given me the gift and notice that somebody else has a gift, and so we talk about that gift, and I advise on that gift. And one day, the resident director, who was also homeless, says to me, why you speak one-on-one to all these women? Why don't you just have an event? I was like, don't nobody want to hear from me? And she was like, I beg to differ. I said, child, I can't afford to have no event, okay? She comes home one day from her job. She says, I got paid today. My check is $300. Can you at least find out how much this hotel would cost, like a Marriott Courtyard or something, for a small conference room?
Wow.
I called and they said it would be $300. She said, if I give you my check, would you promise to at least go ahead and do what you do? Go ahead and promote it, invite people. All I ask you to do is once you get the ticket sold and everything, that you only return the $300 so I can pay my car note.
Oh, wow.
2013, I had that event, 25 people. And the event that you came to virtually, and the event that Christina's been traveling from Georgia to come to for the last 4 years, has had 125 being sponsored now by Office Depot, Wells Fargo, Miss Jessie's, right? Because that lady, and I don't remember her name, I ain't seen her since.
Wow.
And I lived with her for 6 months.
Bless.
She invested $300, right? So I just want to lay that out there and say, hey, listen, no matter where you are, there's somebody who's going to go ahead and sow a seed or say that they care or check on you and say, you good. And all we're supposed to do is continue to pass that baton through life. That is our job.
Definitely.
Just keep passing that baton.
Definitely. That's easy. That's what I be trying to do too. I'm like you. So thank you for that story. I'm sure that inspires somebody, because all this time I've been knowing you and I didn't even know that. And that's the inspiration. You and both, because I forgot that I don't know how I forgot that you had Poise and Fancy was homeless in the with her magazine too. But I kept it going. Kept it going. That's determination. Yeah. that's I have a vision, and this vision is gonna go through. So I commend you on that. All right, well, we wanted to wrap it up. Unless you have something else, Fancy.
Well, I did have one question, because I was kind of looking at your Instagram page, and I see that you have a goal. You plan to assist 1,100 women. What is it? Women and entrepreneurs to gain access to tools, and I guess I wrote people to establish and expand their wealth by 2023, is it?
24.
24? Okay. It was two things. The Amber Guire case was also 24. That's why I was like, maybe it's not 24. So what made you set that goal?
Oh, man. Because I'm a gold digger. always looking for something always looking for a target to hit. I did the math, and I had 1,025 as the goal, and I spoke to a gentleman by the name of Gabriel Legend, and he says 11 is your number, and he said just move it to 1,100. I promise you, move it to 1,100. And so I just did. I didn't ask any more questions. He was like, study your numerology one day, and I haven't done that part yet. I just moved it to 1,100. But 1,025 was the original number, and I thought if I can just get 1,025 and now 1,100 into the owners community and make these women like better financially. Their economic impact will be unprecedented, and spiritually and mentally, relationally, they will improve, and we'll have bonds created too. People will get over their emotional shit. Like think about what can happen in one's household when they know that they have an outlet that is nurturing. It's not just nurturing. It's also like, let's get this bag.
Listen.
Also motivated.
Right. But it's actionable steps too. Like, we have courses inside of OwnHers. That's just for you. Absolutely just for you.
I'm going to jump on that website today. I don't know how I missed this. Y'all be like me. Don't be like me and scan Facebook. As much as I be on Facebook, I really just be scanning Facebook, looking at different names, pop, and then be doing some other stuff. I don't know how I missed this. I really don't know how I missed this. But y'all don't be like me. She said we not tardy. So come on, let's go.
We ain't tardy, baby. We still got time.
Listen.
But thank you for asking me that, Fancy. That's fantastic that you even noticed that. You post stuff and you just kind of, sometimes I post just for myself.
Oh.
So I get it in my memory.
Yeah. Christine says, wealth, legacy building, connection support. Who could ask for more? www.ownhers.com. Y'all get at that. So to wrap up everything, did we touch everything? Was there something that we didn't catch that you want to make sure we got?
No, I think we did it. I want to just congratulate you guys on
thank you
managing your media platform, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of it. I'm very honored, very grateful, and thank you for giving me grace for being in my car.
Hey, the connection was good for the most part. Some people be on there and we can't see them.
Okay.
So
I was young man. I was like, oh, she was getting dark.
I was worried because it looked like it was raining. I was like, wait, I hope that
it was raining. It was raining too. It was raining, getting dark. It was all those things. I was like, oh Lord Jesus. Okay, but thank you so much. I am grateful for this opportunity.
You can catch up with Miss Jones Keaton, because I'm used to calling you Tip Jones. Sorry. Mrs. Keaton, because her husband is a great music artist, y'all. He is a great music artist. And her little boys are just so intelligent. They're so cute. So you can catch up with her at tipjones.com or on Instagram. I am Tip Jones, IAMTIPJONES, spelled just like that. On Twitter, Tip_Jones, Tip Jones Global, Facebook, OwnHers.com, OwnHers on Instagram, and OwnHers on Facebook. So y'all make sure y'all tell y'all friends, y'all tell y'all mama, sister, cousin, all of them that's trying to become women on different levels. Tap in. It's time for us to tap in. It's time for us to support this Black woman because she's supporting us. Bye, Miss Tip. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I absolutely adore her. And it's so funny because I've never met her in person.
You haven't?
No. But you would think that. You would think that. I know. She's just, I think once I did the pageant, here's the thing. Real people know real people. People know genuine people. People know when people is for the right and people ain't for the right. And we're on Facebook and just talking on there, just seeing her, support her, and then she'll share something. And that's just how it's been. And I've been wanting to go to the Envision thing, but again, it's at the beginning of the year. I don't know, for some reason, the beginning of January just doesn't work for me. But this year was in February and it was virtual. But then I had the snowstorm and it was literally that weekend. So I was like, but she was like, Anya, don't worry about it. Here's the link, so you can get in free. I was like, no, I'm paying for it because I know and I see, and you want to sow seeds into people who are growing, who's doing it. You know what I'm saying? And she's always been, anytime I did an interview, anytime I asked, I just talk to her if she needs something. We just always have that rapport, and it's important. It's important to have those types of relationships, because I look at her and I'll be like, okay, I need coaching, but I'm like, people tell me that they're scared to work with me. I'm scared to work with her, and it's a shame. She's gonna probably see this and be like, Arnya, but like, I really, like, I've been wanting for her to coach me, but she is one of them people, like, you got to be ready. And in some cases, I'm ready, but I'm not ready. So OwnHers, I need to jump on that, and then, because I really didn't know that it had switched up, and she also, we didn't talk about her book publishing business. So I was thinking, when I write my book, that I was gonna send it to her so she can publish it, because she does publish books as well. But I'm always just watching her, and she's one of the women that I kind of sit at their feet, like, watch and see everything that she's doing, and just in awe and honor that she is that woman. Who else would have thought to put together a platform like this, to engulf women, what I'm saying, like that. And she's never been one to just be nasty. You know how some people, they try to be motivators, but then you see something nasty on their page and they just be real nasty about their attitude and stuff. She's never been that. So anyway. So, all right, Fitz. Well, we have our Never Thirsty. Is it Never Thirsty cups?
Yeah.
We have our Never Thirsty cups always on sale. Y'all can get this off of swagger.com. I have my Mad with Melanin always popping shirt on. This is one of my favorite shirts off my website. On my Miss Things Boutique website. My website is up now, www.ladyceo.com. I meant to send that to you so you can add it to the thing. But you can also, any articles or anything, any events that I have going on, you can always find that on my link tree as well. I do have an event coming up September 2nd here in Dallas. If all goes well, COVID and everything, we're gonna do an event for women, and it's called The Walk of a Woman. Myself and Suzanne, you guys have met Suzanne. Suzanne was on the show last year, talking about don't leave your spouse behind. But we will be talking about, we will have different women implanted in the building to help you, coaches, therapists, doctors, whatever part of the journey you were on, they're going to be there to help you along the way. So I'm excited about that. More to come on that. I'll be sharing the post, the flyer and everything. Remember, we do have our Instagram page. Tap in with us. I don't know where I get this tap in from, girl. I don't know. Huh?
I said, okay, sweetie.
I know. Tap in.
Which that's my hashtag. I forgot all about that.
What?
Mine is tapping to a goddess.
Oh, yeah. It sure is. So we do have our Instagram page, Theories and Thoughts. You can find information about the talk show. You can find out information about the podcast. If you would like to be a guest on the podcast or would like to have an ad or commercial, you can contact us at Theories and Thoughts at Lady CEO. Remember, Lady CEO is spelled with an I. That's all I got.
All right. So we have released our digital issue. It's called Some Fun, SUMFUN, and it is available on issue.com. So I have the link here. You all can visit it. I'm going to drop it in the comments. And then we also have, I'm going to be co-hosting the Heart and Soul of Business Brunch in Atlanta on August the 22nd, along with, I just forget this name. I want to say L. Taylor and Company, but it's a part of the Black Media Honors Weekend. So we're going to be at the 12 Hotel. You all can check that out here, or I'm dropping the link in the comments if you'd like to get tickets. And just hope to see some people there. And it's going to be a lot of other women there. I know The spa chick is going to be there. Anyone that knows Dr. Pullum, she's been in Swagger magazine before in the past, and she's just been like really moving and kind of some everywhere as of late. Even I forgot her name, but we featured one of her clients, Asata with R. Kelly. So you might know Dr. Pullum from that. She's going to be another guest speaker there. So it's going to be a lot of events taking place all weekend. The full website is blackmediaowners.com. You all can check that out. I'm going to be at the gala. We're going to have some correspondence at both the brunch and the gala. So you all can stop by and see us because we're actually going to be doing interviews. And I'm just looking forward to being in town and just seeing what else I can get into, and also getting a little break, I guess, probably on that Friday. So yeah, and if you're interested in following me or finding me on Instagram, I am Fancy Swagger. Of course, the website is swagger.net. I'm trying to put my stuff up. The Instagram for Swagger Magazine is Swagger Magazine. And then I'm on Clubhouse as Fancy Swagger. Also, before I forget, on Fridays, we do Picture Story Friday, and you can picture a story for a free feature in the magazine. It starts at 9 a.m. and we do have a room on Clubhouse. We don't have a Clubhouse just yet, so we're trying to build up to that. So check us out. You can follow Jermel82 or myself, Francesca Felder.
All right, well, that's about it. Next week, we have Miss Nikki the Brand. She will talk about fashion shows, and she does crystals, and she does beauty. She's a mogul in the plus beauty world. Can't wait to talk to that black business owner. Remember, this is Black Business Month. Shout out to Black Business Today. Support a Black Business Today. All right, y'all. And we see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.